Still waters. All right. Call meeting order, do a roll call. Nope, all you, Jason. Here. Here. Dave. Me. Everybody not mine. Welcome guests. Public comment, please. Approval of minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Support. All in favor. Approve. And down here.
All right, well, we've got a couple things going. I think we've got the issue with the library taken care of finally. We haven't found a couple of issues over there, whether they were plugged. So that was wrapped up. I told them to wait a couple weeks, make sure nothing came back out, and if it doesn't leak anymore, then we'll go into changing some of their ceiling tiles. I just didn't want to put a bunch of new ones in and have it start dripping again, so. Oh, and there, one of their lights burned out. I got that ordered. They replaced it, came Friday, but
Like a fluorescent.
it's like these, except they're all LEDs, so it's
The ballast went up? Or there's some?
it's all an LED.
Oh,
So
it's
it
all-
was some consumers thing that they put through like 5 years ago, and well, you can't just go to the store and buy that light. It's a so I ordered an extra one with it this time. Other than that, as you know, it was pretty busy last week. We got most of this week will be clean up. We got most of the cemetery weed whacked. Section A did not get done. I told the guys to hold off on that till probably Thursday. It's not 90 degrees and then that'll be wrapped up. We're gonna start our sidewalk projects here. Probably start on next week when I get back from camp, so. Looks like the weather's gonna cool down a little bit. As you can see, they're plugging away at the parking lot over here. As soon as that's wrapped up, then they'll start on the street project stuff. The boat launch stuff, we had the bid meeting, so that'll be coming up, the council, and I believe, right?
Yep.
This council.
Yep.
And then, other than that, we just kind of plugging away at stuff. I did happen to come across, I've been trying to find a replacement for that Dewey's. And
You guys know what to do, yes.
it's that slope mower, looks like a
Oh.
motorcycle's got that thing to buy a brand new one is a little over $65,000. I was talking to the guy at Sparta and he was doing some looking around for me, and it just so happened that Weberville has been tasked with cleaning up the downtown sidewalks. And so they're looking at replacing theirs with a vent track so they can have a blade and a broom and all that with it. So Rick and I shot down there last week and looked at theirs. It's a 2015 $7,500, 750 hours on it. And it looks like if all goes well, we'll know what they're meeting on the 12th, but they're looking, they'd like to get like 15,000. So we went and looked at it. It's a really nice machine, and I don't think we should pass it up. I mean, we've been trying for 5 years to find a replacement. And ours just isn't worth putting any money in right now. It's 24 years old. It's done its time.
Would the parts from the old one be good for the new one if we need parts?
Yes, a lot of the cylinders, like the front drive tires, there's a lot of stuff we can strip off it and keep here for maintenance needs.
Okay.
I mean, other than the name change and the fact that this one's a liquid cooled motor, it is identical. I mean,
It's just new.
just newer, yeah, and a lot cleaner. They literally do nothing but their lagoons with theirs, where we do roadsides and ditches and.
I had a call, or actually I didn't have a call, she can one in about. Shawasi Street, do we have 25 mile an hour signs to put up there?
Yes,
Okay,
it's on the list for the guys to do this week.
okay. I'll make sure those, you got one for each side of those,
Mhm.
because everybody listens to sign.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've had that. I mean, it's a rural community. I mean, everything is 25 minutes
Right.
posted otherwise. That's state law, but
Right.
I mean,
So-
they're not gonna read it, but we'll hang it up there.
Yeah, just try to get there that way. Maybe if we can catch some people speeding down the road, the cops can say, see the sign right there. So, see what we can do to get that thing fixed for y'all that live on that lovely little stretch of road.
I don't know how anybody can do 25 on one stretch anyhow.
I don't,
Pretty rough going, yes.
you know, so make speed bumps. We'll stop the kid. So. Then I know that we have some other things that we're gonna talk about. We'll just sit down, get kind of a plan and help you out, with what we need to do and stuff, so get some other ideas.
Okay. I know we got a ton of stuff we're working on, trying to clean the park up and stuff like that, but last week we kind of got off track on everything because that's breakfast week.
Yeah, that's it. No, which I know nobody ever says, but I wanna thank you guys for what you guys did, because you guys do a lot, and I needed the help because I didn't have enough volunteers in the morning and stuff, so that was appreciation.
I did reach out, that was the other thing, I did reach out to Chris, I talked to him once this spring, candidate over at the road commission. They have them arm mowers that were gonna hit the sides of our roads, like in like 8 roads to hit.
Oh,
I don't know, I had called him, I sent a text. Email. One of them things,
communicated with them.
and to see if he had any idea when they'd be over here, because if he's not gonna be pretty soon, we're gonna start hitting him with a chainsaw, some of them getting edged out. Grand River and West Street, some of them are starting to come into the roads.
Okay.
Season, that was the county.
Yeah, they have the arm mower that reaches out and,
Do we pay for that?
you know, we swap things for it.
Part is great.
Mhm.
So,
That can cover that, like westbound into town. Like in front of the sign.
Out this way?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, there was 8 spots that I gave him on the list,
Okay.
Woodbury Road, Shiawassee Street. Grand River, I can't remember what all they were, he's got the list.
Okay.
I have it on the computer, but
is there a state ordinance on the height of branches that they have to be? I had a truck driver tell me there is, because he hit some branches and busted his truck, but. I'm like, well, I don't know, sure, I just asked, because he said it's like 13.5 feet. I'm like, well, I know we have branches that are not that.
I don't know, I will have to check in there. And we have bridges that are 13 now.
Yeah, so I don't, like, that's what I'm like trying to figure out what he was talking about, but yeah, I can see some, because I know there's some branches. Right by the course that
Mhm.
they banged up.
And we went through probably 5 years ago and trimmed a bunch of them, so they're.
Did we figure out the culvert? And-
No, yeah, looking glass, because we talked about it last meeting. Went to council. Sat on it. Will be coming up at next council a month
Mhm.
later. What, have we done anything?
Oh, Kim got. Stuff from. We just need to know what we can do with this thing, because I know you looked at the culvert, Tim
I
looked at
went-
the
I
culvert.
was there with
He
litter.
was gonna go stop by there.
I say their truck was there today, but I
Yeah.
didn't physically talk to them.
Yeah, they're gonna just stop by there and take a look at it and give us a verbal on what they.
Okay, because that way we can get them taken care of one way or another, because if the culvert's ours. I don't know if it is or not, that's the thing.
Well, but the road.
It is.
The road is ours, culvert should be
The
ours.
culvert is ours.
How big of a culvert is that?
6 to 8 inches.
Yeah, it's
Well, that's tiny one.
Yeah, it's not real big. It's-
Okay.
It looks like when we went there with the laser and shot it. The inside bottom of that culvert, the top of that drain are dead level. So it looks like it was designed, so when the drain filled up, it would flow through the culvert.
No,
Well, the culvert's got inches of mud on either side of it, who knows what's in the middle, so. I don't know that the problem is that, and this would be a looking glass thing to figure out if they even need to connect.
well, I know when they were looking at the road stuff, that culvert was in the stuff there.
Oh, is that okay? Do you know if it was going for a bigger one, or, I mean, I don't even know what volume of water goes through there.
I don't know if it was really, I didn't really look. I don't know if it was calling for a bigger one, just a cleaner one.
Cleaner will do a lot of it. I'm just trying to make sure that you guys are getting taken care of too, and regardless, just getting that water to move, because if it overflows the drains and that culvert's working, would that dissipate the issue of the water standing there? I haven't looked that in depth on it, so.
We had a hardware owner and greenhouse guy out there shooting with a laser, but if we were right. And they just cut the grade down on the side of the road. Like there's turf built up on the side of the road, that would let water pass over the road. If the culvert failed and still be below the grade of the lowest house.
Okay.
So
So
part of that mill and reconstruct, that road would be raised. That's all part of that.
It'd be raised.
well, if
Yeah,
if
with the
it raises,
mill.
then that
Yeah.
culvert's got to stay clean. Or they're gonna back up again.
And get a bigger one. Right, I mean,
Well, if they get a bigger one, then they could probably take 2,500 they were gonna spend on connecting the. Five, whatever, have someone come in there with a skid loader and just cut the grade down. And let it flow, but now you are pushing that water towards the church.
is there a
Correct.
drain over there?
No.
Okay, God, for
So-
some- for something.
There's two drains. that just
That
drain
drain
the
that's at
daylight.
that last house before the road shrinks in, that was our last
Okay,
storm.
I thought there was something by the church.
There is.
There is, it just
Yeah,
goes
it's just
under
the-
the sidewalk and into the church, same as on Bates side, it just goes into their yard.
Out. Okay. Well,
So it can't be, I mean, we're draining.
Correct, and that, I don't know how they got away with that, because the good people would have thought it, that, I mean, we cannot legally put water on somebody else's property.
Yeah. So I guess the question is really if the solution would be. For the city to connect that drain to the sewer, that way we don't have to worry about the culvert pushing water to the church. It's, I mean. Or it's culvert, that's,
that's kind of C280, you know, when they come back.
Correct.
So-
I mean, they're the ones that'll tell you what size pipe to handle the amount of water, I mean, I think
Okay.
that's what their engineering degree does, but.
Right.
I know you can rate their water flows, but
All right.
I couldn't tell you which size to put in the home.
Yes, Jeff.
Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
Alright. So I just went out there because we had
The rain.
a quick storm, standing water in the road, standing water on each, more on the east side of the culvert. West side looked dry, but it's a big puddle. You know, looking glass. I've been on the board probably 4 or 5 years now, and we've been talking about this.
Mhm.
We're ready just to have it resolved, if it's a matter of. The DPW going and cleaning it out, I mean, if, you know, you're talking about a new culvert, but the road's not gonna be until 26.
Yes.
So,
Oh, we know.
right,
For
that
that.
takes us, you know, a whole nother year potentially having flooding issues.
Right.
culvert will be addressed.
You have like a power.
Now,
So we just stop, we'd have to shovel it out.
I would have to have somebody come there.
Fire truck.
Because there's, I mean, there's no way you can get all the way across. that.
No.
I'm not sure you get across, I don't know if it's crushed or not, you might not be able to
No.
get across it either, so,
Did you guys look through it at all?
Do we do that?
no. We haven't.
I mean, do we replace culverts or do we have to
When we
contract
do
that
road
out?
work, yeah, we would contract now.
But we would never just take the backhoe out, dig it up, drop one in and cover it up.
but we can. You can clean what's there to see if
We
that,
can attempt to clean what's there, if it's crushed, I mean, I will have to have a back truck come in and do that, we don't have the equipment.
Well, we could shovel out the two ends at least, and
Yeah.
But you don't-
If it's
you don't
plugged,
know if there's anything in the middle.
Right.
that's the, yeah, I mean, well, you could easily shoot a light through it, and if you see light on the other side, it's not blocked. And that's not an issue, I've done that before too, so. But
So I guess for. Looking Glass, we've been coming and we've been talking about this. We came to the last DPW and we thought that it would go to city council to discuss it.
Mhm.
Told that we couldn't discuss that. They had to come back to DPW. So I'm just hoping that. We can have some resolution that we can take back to our. Looking Glass board in August. of what the city did to try to repair what we have or what we
Right.
have to
I
deal
mean,
with.
we'll see what C2A comes back with, but for the minimum, what we could do is go out there with a couple shovels, open that up a little bit. Shoot a light through it and see if it's crushed, because if it's crushed, then we can have we can look at something else. Or have C2A, it's like, all right, where does this need to be set? And how do we get it done quicker to resolve that problem faster? Well,
C2A, you will have that before the
Yeah.
council meeting.
Yeah.
So
so,
they told us they have it by then.
yeah,
They're
so
gonna go and look at it.
something's gonna get done, either just cleaning out the drain on the ends. Because I mean, if there's this much dirt in there, like Jason's saying, we pull that out and it only one might be this far in. And then we pull it out and it may work just fine, but I mean, we gotta. Like, we just have to see what's through it all the way and, then it's more the engineer, because I'm sure Dave doesn't wanna figure out level and elevation and everything, that's more the engineers to set that, because we set it wrong, it's gonna go the other way. So, that's where, we gotta make sure that the engineers know exactly how it's set, yeah, we can check it out, make sure it's at least open at those ends. If it's crushed in the center, then we can talk to C2A, it's like, what do we have to do to get this moved up faster to stop damage? And so that's what my thought is.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I would definitely wanna do it through C2AE, because I wouldn't wanna set something in there.
Right.
Have it have to come back out when they do the road next.
Yeah, we don't wanna do it twice, so that's why I wanna make sure it's done right the first time.
When the road gets done in 26, will there be curbs in there?
No, that's not scheduled for curbs. It'll be like it is now, except it'll be actual pavement.
So I mean, that's something I think that needs to be looked at. Some document I've seen from years ago where they actually gave us that parking lot road. Why, I don't know, but do we truly own it? We apparently don't own the parking spaces, but we own the road. So
Yeah, it's.
are we going to be fixing the road and let the parking lot, because that's where the curbs would be. I don't understand how we're only doing part of it, other than we just took a liability on it for whatever
I think
reason.
the whole road.
When the whole thing started, and the reason it got moved to 26 was because that was when, I can't remember the gal's name at the time. Thought that the finances would be there so they could do their half and we could do it all at one time.
I mean, is there like an obligation that we owe to this? I mean, I know the city attorney, if he ever shows up, could probably clarify that. Could we get an opinion on what the city's responsibility is on this sort of private, somewhat public, but
Right. And then,
It is a public road.
why,
Yeah.
well,
And the
but I mean,
parking spots are Looking Glass responsibility is great.
so we're gonna replace the road, but not the parking lots? Is it a joint venture? Are we gonna?
that's why I was pushed to 26, because that way they could have the money for the parking spaces, while we do the road and get it all done at one time.
And would that be the appropriate time to look at fixing the sewers and?
Well,
And they're not even in the road, so should there be something in the road? Is C2A gonna look
We're
at
talking
that?
about is.
No, I mean,
goes
that's
under
just goes right across the front, but
Yeah.
I've driven it a few times. I found one of them up front, but neither culvert are in the road, so it's just a drainage ditch in the property. So that's where I'm like, if it's something to do with a parking lot, should we be putting drainage in the parking lot? Hopefully C2A can
Determine that part.
dictate where we should be putting something. I mean, what's there obviously doesn't work. And so I mean, but again, what's our obligation? Looking at that deed that was done 50 years ago that gives us. I can't think of the term, but whatever ownership. Is it truly a city road? I mean,
Right, I don't
is
know.
it just our obligation? I mean, that's what I want to know. That's why I'm like curious to see the city attorney that Burlingame was there then.
You signed it, yeah.
So he could probably clarify that should he ever come to a meeting.
Now, well, I can't email him. Can we call him?
No. I mean, we have the deed, it's about that long.
Okay,
So we're having the assessor right now tell us exactly
okay.
what that means.
They're looking-
None of us know what that means, all the gibberish in there.
Yeah, I
and-
mean, it'd be nice to put this to bed, so.
No, I mean, if it's our responsibility, for whatever reason, it's ours.
Yeah.
Class is, we're ready to be done with it too. I mean, we're not engineers. We're just all volunteers on a board that wanna make this place be livable.
Right.
You know, we have 2 parking spots right now that are flooded. So you have people with walkers walking out there in a puddle of water. We want it to be bright. We just can't get any. It's always just kind of passing around. We never get a final answer that this is truly what we need.
You'll get an answer. I'll make sure you get an answer. I mean, once like C2A tells us the elevation change, what we can do, we'll look at the culvert to see if we can dig it out. If we can, we'll get that taken care of. We'll get something working now. Then we'll figure out once we get all the elevation changes and everything like that. So, something will happen. I can tell you that, at least from my point. Probably on the myself with a shovel and that. So. And Dave will write that down, Rebel Coalition.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
So. Good.
Yes,
Any more questions on that? So we'll move it, get that thing moving forward. Get something figured out so we can get that worked on, so it's not being damaged. So, Jason, anything?
No, that's what I had.
Okay. Should need it.
Some things, we talked Batesdale Park, trailer still sitting there, aggregate's still sitting there. Is that gonna get moved and
yes,
taken care of?
yes.
I see you've been working on the roads, so most of mine's gonna be a negative, but I do appreciate everything that you do. It's the good stuff we don't talk about, but it's the problem issues, so, but no, when my walks through, I mean, it's starting to see changes to those two issues. McClintock Park, the trees, are they getting appropriate water? We've been putting those in, I want to make sure those are done. I've been checking the bags, it looks like some of them might be just junk bags, because some of them have water, some don't. I don't know if they drain out or.
Yeah, some of them are draining faster than others. We've got. We've been watering them like we're supposed to. We got this. I can't remember what they call it. We ordered a just big metal post and some water thing that goes down there.
And we'll know if any of them die. I mean, this Tree City USA thing, I want to keep on top of
Right.
to make sure we're doing what we're supposed to, so. And then, weed whipping, you say we've been to the cemeteries. Is that the first time we've been in the cemeteries?
No, that is the third time.
The third time.
Cemetery.
And do we do the parks as well?
Yes. And we've done in them twice. This has been a terrible year for weeds. They will not stop growing. Usually by now they've slowed down and you can weed whack them and they're good for a month, but.
And then I just wanted to make note that the restrooms, I think, need more attention. Just, I mean, they need to be cleaned, because I don't think they're cleaned appropriately at the moment, but there's no trash cans in there. I mean, there's trash in there, but there's nowhere to put it, so I mean, do we have trash cans that can go in the restrooms?
Which ones?
Well, the men's.
Over here, no, we got, I guess.
I mean, I think that.
We did at one time, but we took them out because, well, after the fire department fire out. Out of there.
Wonderful vandalization.
Yeah. So far, they burnt both trash cans and burnt the toilet paper holders and anything to burn, they burned.
Do we need better cameras? Motion detectors, set off alarms, or I don't know,
We talked about cemeteries, we had that headstone that was tipping, has that been corrected yet?
No, we just looked at it today. It's out there all day.
So then getting to some of the budgetary stuff, we're looking at the Dewey. That was in the CIP,
That has been on our replacement list for like 5 years now.
we have money set aside for
Yes.
that. So there's no issue with finding money to pay
No,
for
I
that.
already tried to talk to them now.
you set up more, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a lot.
So we don't need to look at finding money to buy a
No.
new one.
Nope, it's a,
So that-
Yep.
And are you staffed up appropriately? Do we have enough staff to do everything that we're asking you to do, from weed whipping to trash to watering?
That's everybody's back, yes.
So that we don't need to look
Yes.
at any extra seasonal type activities or?
For right now, no, not this year. And I would have had a couple of extra on hand if I'd known that I was gonna lose, the tree this summer. But you can't, you can't judge when it's knowing what's gonna happen.
yeah.
And I haven't found it yet, but is there like an inventory of all your responsibilities as far as parks, vacant lots, buildings, all of those things that we're accountable for that we need to be looking at? I mean, I'm trying to,
There should be somewhere, because when the.
I'm just trying
when
to
the
figure
job
out what
post-
it is, and I can't
When the
figure it out.
job posting went out, it had all that listed.
And then the only other thing I wanted to touch on was the walking trail.
Uh-huh.
Have you guys walked out there?
It needs some,
It needs a
Do we
lot of
deem that
attention.
even safe?
well, most of it, yes, some of it.
I mean, some of it needs some, I
Yeah.
think, immediate attention.
And we've talked about.
And
it.
do we have money to do anything with that, or, I mean, just
I
trying to
think,
get it.
do we have money for that?
We have some set aside, but part of it was that one grant that he's working on.
Yeah, 'cause With that, the golf course is doing the day-to-day, like the mowing and all that
Mhm.
stuff, and then the city takes.
I was more of the
on-
boardwalk area.
Yeah,
so
and
there's
that's the
holes in
the
it,
higher
there's missing
base
parts.
tickets is what the city, that was the agreement back in 95 for the 99 year lease.
So it's just one of those things, I'm like, if we're responsible for it, then I think we need to be doing something with it,
Yep.
because somebody's gonna,
We-
they're walking, they're
talked-
gonna get
We've
hurt.
been, yeah, we've been looking, trying to get grants.
Yeah, because we want to rebuild all those, because they're 25 years old, so it's something like. I know we talk about every time there's a thing that I know, I tell Dave, like, I got another one down. So, but there's a few down that need to get out there, and I know you've been pulled all the points.
I think that list of responsibilities is a good idea, because if we do have. Whether it's accurate or not, maybe a perception that the taxpayers aren't getting their money's worth. They're always complaining. Right, taxes are too high, taxes are too high, so I think if maybe we could present to them, hey, this is what. This is what the DPW's responsibilities are. And then we can show that we're achieving those responsibilities, and maybe there are some things outside the scope of it. I think we could also, from a planning side, look at the maintenance. I know sidewalks. Just past, right across from us. There's one sidewalk that's black.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that tree's coming out this,
Yeah.
Black walnut.
you know.
I'm all there.
Oh.
It can't be safe.
No, that'd be a slippery.
Yeah,
We trimmed it way back a couple of years ago, but like I said, the weather this year, just everything is.
So maybe like an inventory list and then a major, to bring us slow people up to speed on, what we're looking, you said you're gonna start sidewalks.
Yes.
What's that encompass? What's the locations? How many are gonna get done? I mean. I've got several areas that I think should be done, but I don't know how that fits in your priority, so I'm just curious
There's a
where they're at.
Bunch in North Oakland we're doing, there's a set of stuff for bleachers, there's one on West Street we're doing that was
And
not.
this is all maintenance, right? Just replacing
This
and
is,
stuff,
this is tear out maintenance and this is adding some new.
so that we have new.
That wasn't completed, yeah,
Okay. I mean, I'd be curious to see where they're at, so.
because there's sections in North Oakland that somehow it got skipped through and the sidewalks never got connected.
and then when you're doing the concrete, you're gonna set those pads for the benches.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And then in the like inventory of the parks and the properties and all that stuff, that like the lots that were acquired, 'cause I know there's one on Street, is it Street?
Treat.
Added tree, yeah.
We own that one now, and
We've owned that one for a long time. That one's a for sale sign.
so I mean, is that, how many of those are out there? I'm just curious, because I know that some places have
That's-
burnt down, or do we have a lot of that vacant property that's just sitting there that we maintain?
Not a lot. I mean, we got the elevator. Got that one, and basically we got the front elevator, the businesses. And the storage for that for the furniture store.
The only other thing I had was, I tried to get to, C2A. To see on the main street, next to the school, the parking lot,
Right.
that really high curb, how are they gonna like integrate that to the sidewalk? Is there gonna be like some planting there? Is it, how is that? It's like 2 feet up.
Could be a fence and all falls off.
No, that's why I'm like,
Yeah.
I just wanna know their plan. I
I
haven't seen.
have not heard back from Neil today, but I did call him with that same question because there's no air at the buttons.
Yep.
And it's a huge. I mean, for me, it's hard to look at because once the dirt and all that goes in, it's like totally different, but looking at it right now. It doesn't look good.
Just concerns that I think should be looked at, but anyway, I think that like the mayor said, we should probably sit down and look at some action and so on, and try to see what we can do to keep some of this going. If there's something more we need to do, then I guess we should.
Anything else? No. No? Anything from you guys? No. All right, we are adjourned.
Thank you.